What's up everybody, Griffey here. There are no shortage of horrendous video game movie adaptations. Imagine finding yourself at the stinking rock bottom of that cesspool. That honor is held by one infamous director and his most awful creation. Happy birthday, Alone in the Dark, you still suck 20 years later.
My mommy says that there's nothing to be afraid of in the dark.
Your mother's wrong, kid.
Alone in the Dark is a video game that is often credited with inventing the survival horror game genre. The Guinness Book of World Records credits it as the first 3D survival horror game. Not really a record, but thanks Guinness. With the game's groundbreaking origins and popularity, a movie adaptation was a sure thing.
It says once you make it down here alive, you're already dead.
However, when the ink dried on the contracts to make Alone in the Dark, did everyone realize they were agreeing to make the worst video game movie ever? By the time the ink dried on the script, they sure did. The movie follows a paranormal investigator looking for artifacts and battling xenomorph knockoffs for reasons. To try and assign any real plot to this movie would be more work than the movie did, so I won't waste the time. It is stunning to see a movie that crams in so many ideas, never explore a single one of them. It starts with a long reading assignment and says, you get it, right? The acting, sets, choreography, and CG are all the same quality as a different genre movie you watch Alone in the Dark. The fights in this movie are so bad, yet presented with the confidence that we'll all go, hey, that white guy karate fight rips. And if that wasn't bad enough, we have a monster fight brought to you by Spencer's Gift strobe lights versus partially visible CGI monsters. These horrendous alien knockoffs are even called Xenos. That's insulting.
We call them Xenos.
Catchy.
Has there ever been a less believable scientist than Tara Reid? Well, yes, Dr. Christmas Jones played by Denise Richards, but that was in a Bond movie. This is in a Uwe Boll movie, so flaws aren't masked as much as spotlighted. Uwe Boll is fascinating. He rose to prominence, somehow finding money to make the worst video game movies, nay, just the worst movies you've ever seen. Seriously, look up Blubberella. Like, the shamelessness. The best part of Boll, since it clearly isn't any movie he's ever made, is his absolutely fanatical defense of these terrible films. Boll is always ready to attack critics who attack his work. Even going so far as to pummel many tiny and doughy critics in the boxing ring at an event he called Raging Bull. That is definitely the best writing of his entire career. I'm pretty confident, even with a bad back, I could beat the dog out of Uwe Boll now. Only because he's old and I'm obese. Like, I don't know if he's still got the fire, but he's definitely gonna message me, bring your to Canada, and I'm gonna be horrified. As all IP is getting the studio tentpole treatment, I will miss the days of these shaggy dog video game movies. There was something fascinating about revisiting a movie that just misses so spectacularly, you can't stop watching it. As movies and directors get more sanitized, it's fascinating to go back and watch clips of Boll being an absolute madman. The movies stink, but the memories I will never be able to forget.